Have you always wanted to know about the history of toilet paper? Because today, well, we're going to learn, it seems.
My wife somehow found and then accidentally bought it on purpose
Single
to
ply.
upset me single ply toilet paper.
It should not exist. It is completely pointless.
Toilet paper, which is honestly going to be a brief history of toilet paper, and then it's rapidly just going to devolve into me yelling my frustrations at the existence of single-ply toilet paper.
Exactly.
Also known as military-grade toilet paper or John Wayne toilet paper, because it's rough, it's tough, and it doesn't take shit from anybody. So if you're here to learn about military history, sorry, not going to be a whole lot of that this week. But if you wanted to watch the world's angriest, most unhinged TED Talk about bathroom habits, well, you're in luck.
The best kind of TED Talk.
Our story begins at the dawn of mankind. People have always been wiping their butts. It's just a matter of how. And until
Yeah, like what did they use in the past? Leaves, grass, their hands. I don't know.
In human history, you were kind of just stuck with using whatever you had readily available. If you lived in the woods, you would use some leaves, maybe some moss. Yep. Apparently, if you lived near the ocean, you would use seashells, which I don't really understand.
You do seashells. Isn't that a joke in the movie The Demolition Man?
But whatever.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. Demolition Man.
How to use the 3 seashells.
Then mankind advances to the point that we start recording history. We know that the Greeks were wiping their butts with broken pieces of pottery.
Wow. Would that not be rough? Like just scraping it out.
We know that the Romans used a communal sponge on a stick that they would...
A communal sponge. I have so many questions.
Then just leave in a bucket of vinegar next to the toilet for the next guy.
A bucket of vinegar.
Which is disgusting. And then it's also pretty well documented that the Native Americans and Pilgrims were wiping their butts with corn cobs.
Corn cobs? After they'd eaten with them? I could see that being kind of soft in a way. That is an interesting use of corn. You'd think they just use like the corn leaves, because like the corn leaves are like quite long, you know, they're very soft. It brings a whole new term to flossing.
Which I have questions, but I'm also not
Oh no. Is that what it looked like after?
sure I want answers. Fast forward to 590 AD, China is credited with the first use of toilet paper, which makes sense because they invented paper. Now, fast forward again like 900 years, nobody else is using toilet paper yet. It's 1455, and King Henry VI has just created a new position in his royal council.
Yeah.
The yeoman of the stool.
It's actually not like, it's a common misconception that this is like a new role. So King Henry did invent this like specific title, but it was more about giving like land and ownership to like a buddy. Whereas if you go to like older medieval times, there were plenty of people who, if you were a knight or a lord, you had someone who would wipe your ass for you. It wasn't unique to King Henry. That was just like a thing that was someone's job. So, anyway, complete tangent. I don't know where I'm going with all these historical facts.
This job title is awarded to a man by the name of William Grimsby, and for the rest of his life, his entire job is to clean the king's butt.
Yep.
Then after 30 years of being the royal cheek cleaner, he retires. The position gets renamed to groom of the stool, and I'm not kidding you, one person has held this
Room of the stool. Gives it a little like trim whilst he's there.
position from
Sponsored by
the
Manscaped.
years of 1455 to 1901. The English monarch has always had a royal butt cleaner. And this is the part where you're like, okay, where's the
The royal bidet. It is literally a guy called Bidet.
punchline? The chubby electron guy's just trying to make fun of Great Britain again. Like, no, this is real life. There's no punchline. It's documented. It's actually documented. Every dude that's ever held the position of royal butt wiper from 1455 to 19.
I wonder, because obviously these people probably have descendants. Like, so in the past, whatever your occupation was, that was essentially like your last name. So if you find someone in England with the last name Stool, is that what their ancestor did?
And most of them got knighted for it. Could you imagine
Yeah.
that guy hanging out at the bar with all the other...
Because like, if you think about it, if you're a person who gets to spend the most intimate time with the king, you'll end up being pretty important. Because let's be honest, King Henry is going to be in that bathroom for quite some period of time.
other knights like, hey, How'd you get knighted? Let me tell you, man, I've seen some shit. Fast forward again, 1799, we're like 40 years into the Industrial Revolution. America has won the Revolutionary War against Great Britain, officially upgrading from the USB to the USA. It is at this point that the mass production of paper begins. You start seeing things like the Farmer's Almanac, the Sears catalog, and overall scrap paper becomes much more readily available, and that's what people start using to wipe their butts. Which is actually why today, if you look at the Farmer's Almanac, there's a black dot in the upper right-hand corner. That's so you know where to drill the hole out so you can hang it on a hook in the outhouse. It's kind of
is that true?
Like an homage to the history of the fact that the Farmer's Almanac was primarily used as toilet paper for a couple hundred years.
Did people actually read it?
Hey, reading material.
So Farmer's Almanac, Sears catalogs, and outhouses are pretty much the toilet standard in North America for the next 100 years. Then late 1800s, indoor plumbing finally becomes more prevalent in like hotels, fancy business.
I mean, the Romans had indoor plumbing if they were rich enough.
Businesses and really rich people houses. Also worth noting, we could have had the flushable toilet way sooner because despite the fact that they weren't really around until the late 1800s, it was actually invented in the late 1500s by a poet by the name of Sir John Harington, but the entire idea was suppressed by Queen Elizabeth I because Sir John Harington was critical of the English government at the time.
Oh no, I flushed his opportunity away.
So she decided that she was going to take his blueprints, have one made just for herself, and then never let it see the light of day for like a couple hundred years. So
God damn, I didn't know that.
Sitting on the only toilet known to mankind and hogging the technology all to herself. So,
the Queen's own.
go ahead and add that to the list of reasons that the First Amendment's important, because without the freedom of speech, some government official might come along and literally deprive mankind of flushable toilets for like 300 years just because they don't like what somebody's saying. So then...
Yeah, sad. You could say that she was quite literally sat on a golden throne.
In 1897, an American inventor by the name of Joseph Gayety invents the world's first commercial toilet paper. He kind of
medicated paper.
markets it as like a medical tissue paper for the bathroom that's supposed to be better for you than the Sears catalog or the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah, just not got any of those inks in. I suppose it's better than maybe a used car on the COB. I don't know.
It doesn't clog up your toilet like those do because it dissolves in water. And for two, it hasn't gone through a printing process, so it should be healthier for you because a printing process back then incorporated like lead ink and arsenic and all other types of hazardous chemicals that you probably shouldn't be pressing up against your dirt button every day for your entire life. And the entire idea is
particularly if you go too much and start bleeding.
kind of a huge flop because the American public is too shy to actually go out and buy toilet paper because I guess at this point in time it was taboo to let anybody know that you poop.
That's really interesting.
Rather than selling directly to the consumer, he would end up doing private label stuff and selling it to like hotels and
it's like those it's like those like book covers they sell to hide like the smut that you're reading in public. 50 Shades of Grey just now looks like wallpaper.
Businesses that had toilets, so instead of having like the Gayety brand of toilet paper, he would have, you know, such and such hotel would have their own private label packaging and he would sell it directly to them. And that's kind of how toilet paper got off the ground. Then over the course of the next 50 years, indoor plumbing becomes even more common amongst normal people. Toilet paper really takes off. And then in 1942, St. Andrew's Paper Mill does something revolutionary. Something that has changed
the double
the
ply.
face of mankind.
Is this where mankind changes?
This paper mill said,
double it. You can hear like the monkeys dancing in the background as they discover fire.
There it is. Holy.
Yeah, baby!
Dear God. It's beautiful.
holy fuck, we should just sell this. And from that point on, everybody ditched single-ply toilet paper and only made...
Unless you go to work in an office. And then it's like single ply. You don't even want single ply, you want half ply.
2-ply or greater toilet paper for the rest of human history because that was the right ethical thing to do, is what I want to tell you. But that's not the reality we live in because somehow single-ply toilet paper still exists and it's bullshit. Okay, maybe I'm out of line, but I like my toilet paper the same way Pixar likes their moms. Thick, okay? Not only am I mad about this, I'm legitimately confused at the science that goes into this technology.
Why does it exist?
How they get it to be so sharp, yet so fragile at the same time?
Because if you're going to use single ply, you end up turning it into double ply just by default. So you end up using twice as much.
It's terrifying. Buh! You know, single-ply toilet paper might actually be better for the environment because you're saving trees. Buh! Okay, look, do I like trees and want to help save the environment? Sure, why not? But let's be honest here. There's a time and a place, and the minute your finger breaks through that single-ply toilet paper, fuck them trees. Okay?
Exactly. I don't know who would like possess the argument of single ply like has to be
I'm just
done.
trying to get clean and get back to work.
Half the stuff in recycling doesn't even work. If you, what blows my like the great scam of recycling is like 70% of what actually goes to recycling gets set on fire anyway. What are we even doing?
I don't need to get in touch with my inner self. Furthermore, it's definitely not going to save any trees because the minute I realize that it's single-ply toilet paper, here's what's going to happen.
Double it. Yep.
2 hours later.
That's
Because
exactly
I'm like
what I was just saying.
250 pounds, it's summertime, and I know that with the slightest amount of gooch sweat, that first layer of single-ply toilet paper is going to dissolve on contact like a fucking Listerine strip, okay? I'm not taking any chances. Unless,
What a
God
beautiful
forbid, I'm
picture
in a
we just got in our
public restroom
heads.
and some corporate executive has decided that he's going to raise profit margins this year by really cutting back on the toilet paper expense and installed one of these fucking things that rations toilet paper. These things should be illegal. It's cruel and unusual punishment and
Do you know why these exist? And I know this from like helping do like asset management for offices. They install these because staff steal toilet paper. So they put these in to make it more difficult for people to steal the toilet paper. And it's why in public bathrooms you'll see these as well. It's to stop people stealing the like material. We need to go back to high trust society.
false imprisonment, okay? I went into this bathroom thinking that I was just gonna have a normal bathroom experience and go on with my day, and now I'm in a fucking Saw movie. Okay, we have to stop
I don't want to play a game and I'm trying to wipe my ass.
this because the way this is going, it's 2023 right now. I guarantee you if we don't do something about this, by 2030, I'm gonna have to watch an ad on the toilet paper dispenser before it gives me a single sheet of single-ply toilet paper. And I'm gonna have to go through 45 minutes of ads just to get enough paper to wipe my ass next time I have to go to the bathroom in public. So if you're like some high-level executive or a CEO or some marketing guy at a big company and they come to the table and they're like, we're really gonna cut down on toilet paper expenses
Tell them
this
to go
year, that's why
fuck
we're gonna increase
themselves.
profit margins. Hear me out. Don't do that. Just be like, go the exact opposite direction of everywhere else and then run an ad.
Yeah.
Imagine if you went to a gas station and that gas station had ads that were running on TV that were like, come
Aren't
to
they
Fat
like
Electrician's
quad-ply?
Taquitos and Gas, where we have medium grade toilet paper because we think that if you're smart enough to shop here, you're also smart enough to know how to wipe your own ass. It's a
Guys, in the US, they have ads playing at the gas station. Can you imagine? Bro, I'm here to get gas. Why the fuck are you showing me an ad? I'm already paying for the gas. It's not like I'm walking away with it for free. Why are you showing ads? I don't get America and like ads.
It's a really
It's
good marketing
ridiculous.
strategy because then every time they go to a different gas station and they see this shit, they're gonna be like, oh wow, this gas station doesn't trust me to wipe my own ass. I should probably go to Fat Electrician's Taquitos and Gas. I'm putting that on a shirt. Fat Electrician's Taquitos and Gas. We trust you to wipe your own ass. It's gonna be perfect. I'm so worked up about
It's a catchy
this. I'm just gonna have
slogan.
to run for public office. That's gonna be my entire platform.
What the
I'm gonna
fuck just
abolish
happened?
single-ply toilet paper and then leave you alone. It's the only thing
Yeah.
I can do at this point. I mean, if we can strong arm
It's like how Visa and like PayPal are like, oh, we're gonna stop people selling stuff on Patreon and these other services because we don't agree with what they say. I was like, bitch, you're the payment processor. Process payments. I don't give a fuck about your political opinion.
Apple into starting to use a USB-C port like every other phone on the planet, we should be able to abolish single-ply toilet paper. So I guess, in conclusion, if you made it this far into this extremely unhinged TED Talk, thank you. Hopefully
Yeah.
you learned something about the history
It's
of
better
toilet
than most
paper,
TED
or Queen
Talks, let's be
Elizabeth
honest.
I suppressing the toilet because she doesn't believe in the freedom of speech, or something along those lines. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang.
TED Talks
Out.
have fallen off completely.
Now I have to go buy real toilet paper, then I'm going to finish my Sergeant Reckless video, and then I have to decide if I'm either going to run for public office or open up my own chain of gas stations. Throw this
Why
shit.
not both?
I've not got to do it.
Link is in the description, guys. This is really good. It was nice to learn about the history of toilet paper. I apologize as a British person on behalf of our queen for hiding the flushing toilet for what is essentially like 200 years. I'll never get that one, but maybe that's why I'm not royalty yet. Seize the crown for myself. Everyone gets a flushable toilet for free. That's how I steal the monarchy. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye.